So we're gonna come on over. And we're gonna start by sitting and putting our feet down and kind of leaning forward, stretching the back a couple of times, kind of inhale and exhale, stretching the upper back. And when you're ready, slowly roll down. And let's put our feet down and bring the right knee up to the chest and put the foot down and then the left. And keep going as you press the back down. And let's do one more to each leg. And the next time we're going to reach the arms up and kind of hug the back of the right leg, bring the arms back out and put the foot down and then the left. So we're making this stretch a little bit deeper and keep going. We're also going to wake up the shoulders. So you're reaching them around, hugging that leg. And one more time to each leg. As you exhale, as the leg comes in. And let's start to roll the hips up and reach the arms up when you're ready. And you could do this slowly and bring the arms down and the hips down, one vertebrae at a time. And we'll do a few more. And we're going to do one more time and lift the hips even higher, arms up over our head, and lengthen. Feel that deep breath. And let's bring the hips down and bring the hands now behind our head. So we're just going to keep our elbows down for a second, roll the shoulders down and feel this stretch. And notice the stretch in your back. So we're going to take our knees over to the right, hands still where they are, feel that stretch. Take another breath, and then over to the left. And then back to the center and right knee to the left elbow. And the other side. And we're going to do a few of these. And last one. And regular crunches, lifting and lowering. So keep those shoulder blades down so you're really rolling up on them, waking up the fascia right around the shoulder blades. Squeeze the legs. And two more like this. And then let's reach the legs up and bend and keep going. Point and flex your feet. And 2 more. And let's put our feet down for a second. So our head is down, hands still behind the head. And shift the upper body to the right. So it's a little stretch here. We're keeping the left shoulder blade down. Take a couple of breaths, just notice that stretch. And then slowly shift the upper body over to the left. Same thing here. You're feeling that stretch as the right shoulder blade stays down. And then we're going to come back to the center and let's take our chest up and legs straight out and in. Squeeze the legs together. And one more. We're going to put our feet down, bring the arms down, lift the hips up, walk the shoulder blades together and clasp the hands. So we're going to lift up even higher. And then let's lift the right leg up and the left. And keep going. One more to each leg. And then let's lift the hips even higher. 3 breaths. And we're going to release the hands. And let's grab a hold of our ball and slide it underneath our back. And when you got that, we're going to lift the legs up and start some big backwards bicycles. So that knees coming toward the chest. And then let's go in the opposite direction with the bicycles. And then legs straight up. And we're going to take the right leg toward the chest and the left leg halfway down. So we're doing the splits on the ceiling. Keeping the hips even, flexing the feet. And then switch the legs so the right leg comes down, left leg comes closer to the chest. Extend through the heels. And then both legs straight up. And let's go out and in. And let's do one more and hold the legs open. 3 more breaths, extend through the heels. And then we're going to bring our legs up and point the toes, crisscross the legs, and start to take the legs down, halfway down, extending through the toes, and bring them back up. We're going to do that again, bringing them down and up. One more time. And back up toward the ceiling and point and flex the feet. Kind of release that, any tension out of the feet. Make some circles with the feet. And circle in the opposite direction. And then we're going to bend our legs so they're 90 degrees. We're going to take the knees open and closed very slowly. We're going to add the shoulders. So we're going to bring the elbows in as the knees go out. So we're balancing here on the ball and going slowly. It makes it harder when we go slower. Feel the balance through the core. Notice we're still pressing those shoulder blades down. So we're going to bring the elbows in and hold. Knees come out. We're going to bring the elbows up and back to the chest. So reaching those forearms up over the head and back. One more. Really good. And we'll bring the knees together and elbows back down or arms down by your sides. Tap the feet down. Both of them down and up with the toes. We'll start with the toes. And then let's flex the feet, tap the heels. And just two more. And then let's straighten the legs straight up. And we're just going to hold this for 5 breaths. Viparita Karani. And notice any circulation in your body. And one more breath. And let's bring the feet back down. Now we're going to roll the hips up and take the ball away. And let's bring the hips down. So let's bring the knees together. We're going to cross the right knee over the left and bring the legs over to the left in our twist. Reach the arms up and turn the head to the right. And then let's go to the other side and uncross, left knee over the right, roll the legs over there to the right, and breathe. And then back to the center and uncross. So let's bring the legs up to our happy baby. And here we are without the ball and rock side to side. Roll the shoulders down, so we're still balancing on the shoulder blades, but it's a little deeper, a little lower. And then feet together in our butterfly pose. And we're rolling the shoulders down, so there's space between the ears and the shoulders. Let's turn our head to the right. And then slowly to the left. And back to the center. And now let's put our feet down and we're going to roll the hips up and feel the difference. 3 more breaths. And we're rolling the hips down and let's roll up. And we're going to come into we're going to put our hands down behind our legs. So we're in Dandasana. roll the shoulder blades together and just press the hands down. We're gonna keep the hips down for a second. And reach the chest, looking up. You could feel this deeper stretch. And now let's release that and clasp our hands behind us and just sit for a couple of breaths. We're pressing the legs down. So opening the chest. Now we're going to release the arms, cross the right leg over the left, cross the left elbow over there to the right leg and twist to the right. And let's come back to the center and uncross and cross our left leg over the right, right elbow over the left leg, twisting to the left. And back to the center. And we're going to come into a table pose. So we're going to lift the hips up. And let's lengthen here. As we press the feet down, we're looking up at the ceiling. Feeling the stretch and also how the shoulders are working. And then slowly bring the hips down. We're going to come into that big V pose and hinge forward. And stretch the spine and the hips. And 2 more breaths. Really good. Let's bring our feet closer, Baddha Konasana. And lengthen, rolling the shoulders down. We're going to turn just the head to the right. Feel that stretch with that left shoulder blade down. And then head comes to the left, right shoulder blade stays down. And then to the center and hinging forward. And let's take 3 more breaths. And now we're going to release. And we're going to come on over to our hands and knees and try our cat-cows. And let's do a couple more nice and slowly so you feel the stretch. And we're going to come back to our neutral spine, curl the toes under. So we're lifting up and we're coming up on our toes. So it's a shorter downward dog. And start to press each heel down one at a time. And then both heels down, 3 breaths, regular downward dog. Feel the shoulder blades rolling down. And we're going to turn this into a 3-legged dog. So right leg lifts up. Bend the right leg like you're kicking your rear and straightening. And 4 more. And then last one. And let's put our right foot down, regular downward dog. Take a breath. And we're going to lift the left leg up, so 3-legged dog, and do the same thing. Bend and straighten 5 times. And one more. And then left foot down. Let's come into a child's pose. We're going to get off of our hands, bring the hands, the arms behind us. And hinging, lengthening 3 more breaths. And we're going to sit up on our heels, take the right hand down, bring the left arm over, and our side stretch. And then over to the other side, left one down, right arm over. And then let's come back to the center, regular child's pose. Into puppy pose. Feel that lengthening, feel the shoulder blades. Into sphinx, coming on our belly. And feel how the shoulders are rolling down here. And the belly is lengthening forward. And then half arm plank. We're going to walk the legs out and in a few times. Keep going. And then let's take 3 more breaths. We're going to go back to our child's pose and walk our arms to the right and over to the left, back to the center and downward dog. Right leg lifts up. We're going to step it forward into a lunge and come into our high lunge. And let's take 3 breaths. We're going to twist to the right and cross the left arm over, hands together. And left fingers down, right arm up. And let's come back to our down dog. And we're going to switch. Left leg lifts up and steps forward. High lunge, reach the arms up and take 3 breaths. Opening the chest. Twist to the left. Arm crosses over, hands together. And right fingers down, left arm up, and our twist. Back to down dog. And now we're going to try some planks to dogs. So remember those shoulder blades? We're getting all around those shoulder blades, that fascia around there. So just feel it opening as you keep doing this. We're going to do 1 more. Let's stay in our downward dog, 3 breaths. And let's walk to the top of our mat. And we're going to come into a deeper forward fold. And let's come all the way up. We're going to clasp our hands over our head, lean to the right, take the left leg out and hold. Lengthening upwards with the arms. And then switch sides, lean to the left, take the right leg out and lengthen the upper body. Extend through the heel. And let's come back to the center and forward fold. Release the arms. And right leg lengthens back in a lunge, left arm up, 3 breaths. And we're coming back to down dog. And right leg lifts up and steps forward. And the left. And let's lengthen here, forward fold, release the head. And we're coming all the way up. And again, we're gonna clasp the hands over our head, lean to the right, left leg out. Take the leg in and out 5 times. One more. And then put that foot down, lean to the left, right leg out and in 5 times. And one more. And then back to the center, forward fold, diving forward. And the left leg reaches back in our lunge. Reach the right arm up. Spinal twist, 3 breaths. And then let's come back to down dog. Take a breath. Left leg lifts up and steps forward, and the right, and Utkatasana. Let's twist to the right, cross the left elbow over. And then twist to the other side. And then back to Utkatasana. We're going to come all the way up, arms up, and then into goalpost position. So feel the shoulder blades rolling down. We're going to lift the right knee up, clap the hands under there, come into warrior 3, right leg back. And then step the right leg forward. We're back in Tadasana, arms up, into goalposts, left knee up. Clap the hands under there, left leg back, warrior 3. And then left leg steps forward and we're in Tadasana. Let's bring our elbows to our thighs. So we're coming deeper into the hips. And then our forward fold. And we're going to lift our right leg up behind us. So it's a forward fold with that leg up. Let's see if we can come into warrior 3. And stand back up, Tadasana. Really good. We're trying it again on the other side. So elbows to the thighs. Take another breath, come deeper into the hip. And then forward fold, fingers down, left leg up behind us. Extend through the heel. And we're coming into warrior 3. And then step the left leg forward. Really good. We're in Tadasana. Let's inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg steps back, but bring the knee down. Let's come into crescent lunge, arms up. Open the chest. So head back to neutral. We're going to curl the right toes under, lift the right leg up. And we're in that high lunge. And then let's reach the arms forward, Can we do it? Can we come back to warrior three? Let's try. Right leg lifts up. And then step the leg forward. We're back into Tadasana. Take a deep breath, roll the shoulders down. We're going to inhale up, forward fold, step our left leg back, bring that knee down for crescent lunge, and arms come up, open the heart. And then head back to neutral. Curl the toes under, lift the left leg up. We're in high lunge. Arms reach forward. Okay, here we go. Back to warrior three. Left leg lifts up. And then step the leg forward and we're in Tadasana. Really good. Let's inhale up, forward fold, and we're going to hold our elbows here for 3 breaths. And then let's come back. We'll put our hands down so we can step back to down dog. 3 more breaths to lengthen. Roll the shoulders down, press the palms down. And then regular plank. And chaturanga, all the way down. And when you get there, lift the palms up. And we're going to lift up and down in our cobra. Really breathing into the belly. And Bill, I hope you can hear those crows out there. They're, they're nuts. And let's do one more. And we're going to bring our arms behind us so we're lifting up. Roll the shoulders down. And we're going to come back down and release the hands. And let's bring ourselves back to child's pose. And walk the arms to the right. And over to the left. And back to the center. And let's sit up on our heels. And twist to the right. And then over to the left. And back to the center. So let's put our hands down so we can lift our hips up. Stretch the quads. And take 3 more breaths. And we're going to come into our table pose again. So 3 more breaths here. And we're going to walk forward to our squat. And let's take a few more breaths. We're going to bring our hands to our heart and roll the shoulders down. And lengthen the spine. Really good. Let's lift the hips, forward fold. This time we're going to hold our big toes and come into that halfway up position. Roll the shoulders down. And then a forward fold, releasing the head. And let's come all the way up, bringing the arms up. And we're gonna take 3 more breaths in our Tadasana, just feel. Let's twist the upper body to the right. Feel that shoulder blade rolling down. And then over to the left. Back to the center. And let's step our right leg back to our pyramid pose. So we're rooting the feet down. Let's come in our back bend. And forward fold. And one more breath. And let's lift back up. We're going to reach the arms up and our back bend. And now we're going to revolve this pyramid. So as we reach forward, we're going to take our right fingers to the outside of the left foot and twist to the left. And let's slowly come back to the center. Our head's coming back, our arms are coming up. Another back bend. And we're going to step forward and bring our hands to our heart. And just take a breath here. And let's try the other side. Left leg steps back for pyramid. Come into our back bend. And forward fold, hinging from the hips. And here we go. We're coming back up. And as we do, reach the arms up. So we're going to come in our back bend. And then as we come forward, we're going to revolve this left hand to the outside of our right foot and turn the head to the right. And last deep breath. So now head comes back to the center. We're going to reach the arms up, another back bend. And let's come forward back to Tadasana as we step our left foot forward and take a deep breath. So now we're going to do our big toe pose. We're going to press the left foot down, bending the right leg and holding the right big toe. And take the left arm out to help with balance. And roll the shoulders down. And then let's release and switch. So we're going to hold our left big toe and take our right arm out. Roll the shoulders down. And then let's release. And we're going to come into our squat. So easy does it here. Just let the hips release. We're going to bring our hands to our heart and take 3 more breaths. And let's come into our boat pose. And we're going to bring the legs out and in and do a few more. Feel the center of our core. And just one more. Then hold those big toes and reach the legs out as you roll the shoulders down. And let's take 3 more breaths. Really good. We're gonna put our feet down and let's come into another table stretch. So we're gonna lift our hips up. And if you can, take your head back. And then head comes up. And let's put our bottoms down again. We're gonna come into Janu Shirsasana. So we're gonna bend our right leg in, like tree, and twist to the right and breathe. Roll the shoulders down. And then let's forward fold. So if you can hold your foot and release the head. And let's take 2 more breaths. We're gonna come on up. And let's straighten our right leg and bend the left leg in for the other side and twist to the left. Roll the shoulders down. Breathe. And then let's come into our forward fold and take a few more breaths. And 2 more breaths. And then we're going to come back up, straighten our left leg out, and just take a breath. So we're going to come into our fish pose. We're going to bring our elbows down behind us and lift through the heart. So as you look up toward the ceiling, feel the chest lifting. And 3 more breaths. You can let your head come back. And then slowly bringing the head back up. We're going to lift back up. And let's come back to our child's pose. And 2 more breaths. Keep walking the fingers forward. And downward dog. Right leg lifts up. Let's come into warrior 2. And reverse. Now we're going to take both arms over to the right in our side angle pose. And slowly take the right arm down and hover it right above the floor. And keep lengthening. Let's come back to reverse. And then our warrior 2. And then Trikonasana. And half moon. Let's hop our left leg up. And we're gonna step it back to our triangle trikonasana, straightening the right leg. And let's come all the way up. We're gonna reach the arms out, flip the palms up, and clasp our hands over our head, lean to the right. And then over to the left. And back to the center and release the hands. Let's come down in our forward fold. And then a right side lunge, coming a little deeper. And then over to a left side lunge. And back to the center, and let's come into our deeper forward fold. And we're gonna come all the way up. A little back bend in the center, and then warrior two, left foot out. And roll the shoulders down. And let's come into reverse. And then we're coming over to the side angle pose, but reaching both arms out. And now we're going to start to bring our left arm down, hover it over the mat, and breathe. Keep lengthening. Let's come back to reverse. And then warrior two. And trikonasana. And then half moon. We're going to lift that right leg up. Let's come back to trikonasana. And we're coming all the way back up to another wide-legged pose. We're going to reach the arms up. And as we forward fold, we're going to reach the arms forward like downward dog arms. And feel that stretch. And walking the hands back between the legs and forward fold there. And let's come all the way up and into our goddess pose. And we're going to bring our hands right by the ears and lean to the right. And then over to the left. And back to the center. Let's cross our arms like eagle. And feel how the shoulders have changed when we do this. And then switch the arms the other way, eagle arms. And then we're going to uncross and inhale and come up. Let's come back to down dog. And take 3 breaths. And we're going to walk forward to the top of our mat. And a couple of breaths in our forward fold. And let's slowly come all the way up and reach the arms up, another back bend. Hands to our heart in Tadasana. And feel. And let's come back to another squat. See how our hips are doing and the low back. And we'll take 3 more breaths. And let's roll down on our back. And we're going to start with our knees coming to our chest and hug behind the legs. Roll the shoulders down. Take a breath into your spine. Now we're going to lift the legs up in happy baby. Roll the shoulders down again. And let's take a few breaths here. You can rock side to side or hold and breathe. And feet together, Baddha Konasana. And notice the difference in your body. And one more breath. And let's bring our feet down to the mat so we can come into our spinal twist. And just let your legs go over to one side and feel the stretch. Feel the openness in your body. And we're going to go to the other side in our twist and find something good that feels good to you. And one more breath. And we're going to come back to the center and then into lifting our hips again, Setu Bandha. And notice now that our hips are even higher because our body is more open. And let's gently bring our back down to the mat and come into our final pose of Shavasana and lengthen the legs and close our eyes and just feel. Feel these beautiful, long, slow inhales and exhales. We're giving thanks for our heartbeats and our breath. Feeling our spine pressing into the mat, being held by Mother Earth. Feel the energy in your body. We're allowing this beautiful etheric vitality to come into every cell and molecule for good health and healing. Wishing peace for our homes and families and communities, as well as our country, and sending this peace throughout our world to our brothers and sisters everywhere. Let's slowly start to deepen our breath and wiggle the fingers and the toes. We're going to reach the arms over our head and stretch. and roll to the side. And let's come on up to our seated position. And we're gonna sit as we bring our hands to our heart, sealing in our practice today together. Feel your centeredness as you bring this out into the world. Let's take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. And have a lovely day.
Thank
Nice
you.
class. Thank you.
Thanks so much,
Thanks so
everybody.
much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I thank you.
Thank you.